right. Can you see the products? We got the products on the line. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, get all the and bring
kinda
anything.
hard.
What do you have there?
Pre-workout.
Oh,
It's not bad. It's not bad. Welcome back to the throne room.
I'm back.
Look at these pit stains. You see these?
Oh,
These are what you get when you have massive gains and.
Or if you're a certain history teacher.
Yeah, or just a history teacher. I feel like English teachers are like the guys that really don't care, and they tried to like study a harder major, but they couldn't do it, so they're like, "Frick it, I'll just be a teacher." And history is the one you go to, because history is the easiest class to teach. And for the woman version of that, it's an English teacher.
That's why they give all the coaches history teacher positions.
Right, exactly. And then they give all like the English teachers like, organization jobs like on the PTA or something, or I don't know. We really don't know what we're talking about. We're years removed from high school.
I understand the deep inner mechanics of high school hierarchy.
It's societal and it is hierarchical and it's it's come on guys.
It's systemic.
Jordan Peterson has a whole book on it now.
On what?
I'm just kidding. But he would on like the sociological like reasonings behind why English or why
the
English
inner machinations of high school.
Okay, welcome back to the throne room. Josh, thanks so much for being on the show again, even though you work here.
Yeah,
So.
I've been on leave. I've been on break.
I know, what the heck? Why haven't you come up here sooner?
Because we don't Zoom.
I know, we don't Zoom. Duncan actually is going to be on the show.
Yeah.
Once he has he talked
Yeah,
to you
we've
about
been
it?
talking about
Okay,
this.
yeah. He DM'd us and he
I
said
got the let's
once-
make it happen one.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Once we're done with this freaking quarantine, he'll be on the show. Because Skype. I feel like Skype podcasts just aren't. They're not just good quality. They're just bad quality. So, I want to do it in person because it's easier to talk to someone in person.
Yeah.
It's easier to be interested in what they have to say in person rather than like on the phone. And then if you have internet problems or whatever, it's just so Duncan's coming on the show.
That dude's got speedy Wi-Fi. Like, we both downloaded the same sized game, and then mine took a whole day, and then he got it the next day, and he had it like almost instantly.
It's because he's just so jacked. Being a wrestler, it comes with.
It's because he's a wrestler.
Yeah, it's because he's a state champion wrestler.
God has to give him.
Yeah.
God has to give him something.
He has to get. That's the reward. That's the reward. If it's not sponsors,
high speed internet.
It's not like being a collegiate wrestler. Is he a collegiate wrestler?
Yeah,
he is. Okay, so if it's not being a professional wrestler, imagine if he went WWE.
Is that like the dream of all professional wrestlers?
No. I think they might go like MMA. What if he goes MMA or UFC?
Then I'd just be more scared. Then I'd finally see him.
What classes did you take? Did you take jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
You took jiu-jitsu. How was that?
It was good. I liked that. So the one I took specifically, because like there's a difference between like traditional jiu-jitsu and then like from what my limited understanding is, Brazilian jiu-jitsu is like jiu-jitsu but also how to kill someone from that position.
Sure.
Because like they teach you to be like, this is the top mount. From here you can smash him with your elbow, punch him.
Yeah.
Or in a competition you can move to this.
Did you have a belt system?
Yeah, but it's because there's like some martial arts where they just hand it out like, oh, you've been here 2 months, here's a new belt.
Oh yeah.
This one it's like, oh, you've been here 5 years, you can finally go to the second belt.
Oh gosh. So
yeah,
it's very hard to do.
You're there for a while, and then but then black belt you would think is like, oh, you can't go any higher. There's like certain like black belt's just getting started, then you start getting your degrees of your belt and stuff.
Yeah, I know there's like different schools do different things.
Yeah.
Like some schools have a red belt and some schools don't have a red belt. Or
Like,
because
I thought the purple belt, because it's like the purple belt and then the black belt, and I thought it was like, oh, the purple belts are all really cool because they were like young, but it's like that's like being like the hot up and coming.
Yeah.
Like you're like, I don't know. I'd compare that to being like a senior in high school.
Yeah.
And then black belt is like going into college, because college is like you only like once you graduate high school you only have like up.
Yeah. Right.
There's no like peak to it.
I want to get into it. Because I know how to like do the basic stuff like stand up.
Well, we're supposed to be doing a class because Turner, I think Lubke, Turner, and Kraska both want me to teach them what like I know.
Yeah.
From my classes, and then I want to get back into it because neither of us, we don't want to pay for the class.
Right.
But we're like, we can YouTube and practice
That's
it.
the thing. Yeah, I want to just
We'll
like
just WWE style it.
That's what I mean. Because like I don't want to. I don't.
But
have
then we had
money
I started
for it.
having like fish because now my fish are starting to become sophomores. They were like, I want to learn jujitsu and stuff. I was like,
Yeah.
mm.
You make them pay for like $5 a class or something.
Well, me and Smith, we wanna start Bad Bull Barbers is what we wanna call it.
You're gonna
Start
cut
a
hair?
whole Instagram page for it. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll just cut
That's
hair.
nice. Hell yeah. That's
We'll
nice.
charge people. It'll be good.
Speaking of financial interests, we have sponsors. If you watched the last episode, our first sponsor of the show is FNX Fit. Shout out. If you're athletes or semi-athletes, like I guess
Me.
we're semi-athletes, yeah.
Ish and athlish.
Yeah, you're an athlete, and we're but actually the
Or
second
Smith, because Gymshark began expensive.
he still needs to come back and be on the show. I told him he needs to be on here. But yeah, actually the second company to contact us about a sponsorship. The first one was a really crappy company. This company's dope. This company, everything you
Is
buy.
it Raid Shadow Legends?
No, it's like I'm not gonna say the name of it. It's not important, but because I don't want to get sued for like slander or something.
Oh yeah.
But this is FNX Fit. Everything you buy, they get like a bottle of water to like
Gallon.
a gallon of
Yeah.
water to Africa, which is insane.
And they got the tick at the top of the thing. It just keeps racking up.
Which is really cool, guys. Like he's wearing a shirt from them now. It's really nice apparel. I got shirts that they're sending me in the coming days whenever they do. You got greens or something?
Yeah, because I went on like keto or low
Right.
carb,
Yeah.
and I was like looking. They have stuff for everything. Like they have that, but then they also have like vegan
Yep.
protein.
Yeah.
And it had good reviews.
Yes.
They've got omega 3s, which is something I also have to order because like I like fish oils and stuff.
Yep.
Now it's good for thermogenic.
Yeah.
But
That's fine.
yeah, the greens, those are ketogenic. A lot of it really is, and it might not even be intentional, which I like. But then they have like vegan stuff, and then they had
Yeah.
like, what was the other one?
They have some BCAAs.
Yeah, no, they had like cricket or something. It was
yeah.
protein.
Yeah. Cricket protein or
But
something.
then and then they also have like collagen protein.
Yes.
They have collagen stuff for like gummies for your hair.
Yeah. Essentially, they have everything
You could want
around the block. Whoever you are, if you're a vegan, if you're a bodybuilder, if you're just trying to stay active, if you're trying to build mass, they have everything for you. And I got this nice pre-workout. I've been doing home workouts with a 20-pound kettlebell.
Yeah.
And this stuff gets me in the mood, for lack of a better word. They got a nice blender They got nice blender bottles here for you. This one's actually pretty sick. It's kind of got like a matte finish on it. Either way, it's good quality stuff. It's not just like your average Instagram promoted stuff.
like
this is quality
the
stuff.
startup streetwear brand.
Yeah, in fact, when we first contacted each other about the sponsorship, they were like sold out of everything. You know, because
Yeah.
a lot of I guess
Sponsors are struggling to get stuff because
Yeah.
people keep buying their
I know.
stuff.
I barely had any options for stuff that they could send me because they were sold out. So it's going fast, guys. Use the code THRON. That's all caps Throne to get 15% off,
15.
which is a lot. 15% off on all your
They
merchandise.
post home workouts daily also on their Instagram.
Yeah, they have, and there's a lot of ambassadors on there that will keep you all updated and stuff. Because, you know, like pre-workout protein can get pretty expensive, so 15% off is a good discount.
Especially on a good product.
Yeah, and you'll be supporting the show, so that's another great thing. So, you were
the children.
and
and
the children in Africa. I
Can't
mean, come
forget.
on, you can't be messing with the children in Africa. That's just how could you? How could you? You know what's funny? Okay, this is gonna sound a little messed up, but I really could care less. Or is it could care less or couldn't? I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less.
Oh.
It's I couldn't care less. Someone's gonna get mad at me in the comments. I couldn't care less, but you know, there's always in high school or college when like white chicks go on mission trips.
Yes.
There's always an allure to post pictures of like the children, which is cool, but like you'll be drinking like a whole bottle of clean water. And then just be like,
this TikTok.
yeah, I saw that too, and I was like, that's really true. That's
He
kind
was
of
like,
messed up.
Man, it's hot out here.
Yeah. All
Who's
right.
taking a picture?
Yeah, who's posting selfies with me? And I was like, you know what? That's kind of messed up. Like, why do you? I mean, that's kind of like imagine if you like, because you know, we used to live in San Antonio, and there's a lot of homeless people that would stand on like intersections. And we don't have a huge homeless person problem, but
Actually, I did a report on that. We do have a huge homeless problem in San Antonio.
oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have the most homeless veterans also.
I was just comparing it to LA. Like LA, they have they have
I
a
get
terrible one. But yeah, but I mean, typically you'll see one on one homeless person on every other intersection. You know, and there's a lot of intersections. And so that's the kind of the equivalent of like you posting a video on your Instagram or Twitter of like you handing them the money.
There's people that do that.
I know, but and it's like, why do you feel the need to do that?
And they'll play what is it? God's Plan while they do it.
Yeah.
They'll put that on their Instagram story.
Or it's like those people that it's like that will go up to people's like homes or like in like the inner city and be like, "Hey, man, how much is your rent this month? I'll pay it off." But then they're posting it. It's like, why do you feel the need to post that? I feel like that defeats the purpose.
Clout.
Yeah, right. It's like you're gaining points from social media for doing a nice thing. Like I get what Mr. Beast does. Like what Mr. Beast does, I feel like is genuine.
Yeah, I guess.
You know?
I don't keep up a lot with him.
I don't either, but I just know like the basic premise behind his channel is like, I don't know.
Charity.
Maybe it's the same. Maybe I'm a hypocrite. I don't know. I can't see myself doing it.
I went on multiple mission trips. I've posted my fair share of pics with the little kids like, look at me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I will say, because the more I did it, the more I started to realize like, oh, I do that.
Yeah.
But then I started to also realize like people that want to like just go on this trip without no like clout intentions are losing out spots to people that go on it for like the free. Like me and Austin could probably tell you about our free or what we paid for it, but it was a vacation to Alaska.
Right. Yeah.
We did some good stuff there, but I don't know if it felt like a vacation a lot of times.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is sometimes. I mean, and I think it's. I mean, I've never been on like a mission trip of that scale. I mean, I've done like service projects.
Yeah.
Which is a little different, but like if you like organize a trip like away, and it costs money, and you have to organize people and places, and you have to make sure everyone's in the same place at the same time, and you know, make sure you have a place to stay, make sure you have a place to eat. Like all those things are like analogous to when you go on a vacation with your family. Like you have to be in a same place, same time. It's like, and there's a lot of excitement that comes to that. Like when you pack for a trip that you're about to leave the next morning, and you're all excited, and like you want to fall asleep to wake up early and like leave to go to freaking Disney World or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of similar like emotions.
There are.
For
There's
that.
a lot of ways like a vacation.
Yeah, I mean, because you get to see a whole nother culture. So it's like just as like good for you as it is good for whoever you're helping.
Yeah.
I guess. And it's easy to confuse like service with service, or service with enjoyment, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, you were showing me this dude, okay?
Yeah.
Now this guy, what's his name?
Nikado Avocado.
Okay, so let's break this down. All right.
I can give the mukbang spiel again.
Okay, give the mukbang
Yeah, so
spiel.
for you, I don't even think I'm pronouncing it right, but
I think it's mukbang.
Mukbang or something.
Yeah.
But for those, it's like the whole gist is that it's a channel where someone's videos consist of them eating thousands of calories plus in one sitting for some kind of meal.
Yeah.
And so, that's a pretty niche thing. Like, only so many people can watch that. But then I found out there's, like, niches in it, like, for the ASMR, the noise of them eating, or, like, almost akin to, like, a vlog, just being there and, like, living this person's life with them while they eat this, or the comedy aspect, or the collaborations. But one man stands by himself, Nikado Avocado, and people watch him, and I would say the category is just because they're getting some kind of enjoyment out of seeing this dude eat himself to the grave and his life fall apart, because every episode is some mental breakdown. Like, some of his titles for videos are like, "My husband cheated on me," McDonald's mukbang, I'm not well, I need a doctor, Popeyes with Chick-fil-A mukbang, stuff like that. And he's always crying in the thumbnail. That's the word. I couldn't think of thumbnail.
Yeah.
And then you just sit through the video and you're like, it's a video of him watching food, and at least by the halfway mark something will happen, and then it's just a mental breakdown of him crying or slamming the table and throwing stuff and yelling.
Bro, so we watched some compilations of him. We watched this one in particular of him in a car in the middle of a hurricane. And
it started off fine, and then a hurricane
like
rolled.
throughout this 50-minute video, 40-minute video, there's a hurricane, and he's just sitting in his car. And, you know, he starts crying, and he's kind of doing his thing.
Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Yeah, Popeye's. So
And he just throws it. And,
yeah,
no.
and so he's just banging the steering wheel, just hitting the horn, just banging the car seat, like passenger seat.
She's feeding the cats.
Yeah,
No, don't feed
lady,
the cats.
this lady was feeding the cats behind this car, and he's like screaming about how this lady's feeding the cats. Now, okay, the interesting thing to me is because I don't know, like we watched an actual video, and dude can put down some food. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking. He's got like multiple triple
the
meat.
Thanksgiving mashed potato bowl.
Yeah. Oh,
but it's
yeah.
got cheese in
We're
it.
talking like your mom bakes a cake and it's the huge glass bowl, like this massive thing that she like makes the mix in. The whole thing is filled up to the brim with nacho cheese,
The chunky kind.
the chunky like Velveeta cheese.
Yeah.
And he's got like 3 triple meat patties from Burger King, whatever.
Arby's.
Yeah, Arby's, and
Arby's.
then he's
I
got
read the title.
And he's okay. There you go.
Said my life's falling apart. Cheesy mukbang with Arby's.
And then he's got animal style French fries, like the thick cut ones. A huge Nuggets. Yeah, a huge.
Which remind me to talk about later. McDonald's isn't doing nuggets, but that's besides the point.
Okay. We'll get to that. And then a huge like drink, like super mega size, just drink. Okay.
And
So-
his sponsor, his water bottle.
Okay, yeah, his coldest whatever sponsor, whatever. So he's eating this and he's loving this cheese and he's going on this rant about this bowl of cheese. Yeah, he has a wooden spoon and he's like stirring the cheese. And he's like cheese.
There's a melody to it though.
Yeah, and he's like, man, I should really copyright
I
this.
love this cheese.
He's like, man, I should really copyright
I
this.
hope
What
he
am I
didn't,
doing?
or we're gonna get copyright
I-
strike by
yeah,
Nikado Avocado.
I know. Wouldn't that be just the rock bottom of this show? But he's so essentially we skipped ahead a lot, and this thing was full. This bowl is full of Velveeta nacho cheese. Okay, by the end of it, it's all gone.
You skipped like maybe 5 minutes. There was still a lot of food
Yeah.
on the table, but
Yeah.
it was down.
It was down like 2, 3, 4 inches of just cheese. So he was just eating raw cheese, and I was like, "Yo, this is disgusting. I can't eat." He's dipping the triple meat. He's just, bleh, it just, it's. These are the words I use to describe this video because it's just gross. Just, bleh, but yeah, so we get to the end of the video. The cheese bowl's down. He's 2 McTriples in. The nuggets are down. The cheese, he had like a couple
you
of.
can see the scrapes at the bottom of the
Yeah,
bowl.
yes. He like you can see the glass from where he's like been like scraping the excess cheese on the bowl, and he had these sauce containers, right? And the
And-
cheese was
poured over.
pouring over, laying on top of the sauce containers, and he's just speaking nonsense. It's almost like he's just drunk on all like his calories. And
I feel like I've been there before,
I
where you're
think
like
so.
intoxicated by how much food you just
I
ate.
think so. I don't even remember the last time it was, but I mean, we're talking thousands of calories of food. Now, this guy, you said he used to be skinny.
Yeah,
Now he's fat.
and it was like maybe a year or two ago. Like it was a rapid
Oh.
transition from where he was to.
I mean, we're talking mad diabetes now. We're talking this is a serious
He's
threat to his
300
health.
pounds now. I watched his video from today, and it starts with him just like, "This is how people see me now," and he's just like, "This is what I look like walking," and it's like, he's wearing a large shirt, but it can't go over his. It doesn't like touch his waistband,
Oh, no.
and so you can just see the bottom of his stomach just
no.
like bouncing. He's like, "If I do some high knees."
Oh no. Yeah, I was talking to you about it too, because he's speaking this nonsense, and he said he had ADHD or ADD, I can't remember, and he's just talking about how he like hates what he feels so bad, he hates what he's doing, like his husband cheated on him apparently. He's just like, I can't believe I'm doing this to myself. I can't believe I just ate all this, and it's like, what kind of mental repercussions does this man have?
Yeah, well,
after-
like it was the chicken sandwich, and he was like, "You ever look at yourself in the mirror and
Yeah.
you ask, who is this?"
yeah. Now that's when I asked you, like, how much of this is staged just because he knows he's
It's
gonna get
gotta be
likes.
a lot of it a character,
Right.
but also there are people that are just like that dramatic.
Yeah. I guess. It has to be a mixture of the two, but like I was saying, like, it might be a little staged. However, at what point you're posting these videos 2 to 3 times a week? At what point in during your life do you say, "Man, now I'm really messed up." Now it's like not even a character. It's more like this is who I am now.
Yeah.
It's like this is like I have actual mental issues now.
Well, then like other YouTubers will come out because I like went into this rabbit hole because this dude was crazy.
Yeah.
And there are like other YouTubers that'll like come out and like Nikado Avocado exposed videos, and they'll like talk about how like verbally abusive he is or like scheming and conniving he is, and he'll like find out like secrets about like other mukbang YouTubers to like tear down their channels. He's like canceled other mukbang YouTubers before, basically.
What? This is
That's
a
why I
whole,
told you
like,
he's
gang?
like. That's why I told you he's like the top of the hierarchy of mukbang YouTubers.
Wow. Nah, the only mukbangs I've seen are I haven't ever like gone on YouTube and like searched it and like watched it, but I've just seen like highlights from like TikTok or something,
Yeah.
or on like the Instagram explore page, and I'll see this tiny little Asian woman eating just a whole octopus.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
yeah, there's like animal rights groups coming after her because she like just
Yeah.
tortures them.
Yeah, she'll eat them alive. And I saw actually I saw something about it was still alive and like the tentacles like latched onto
Yeah,
her
she-
face and
yeah,
she tried
oh.
pulling off and like ripped skin off.
Yeah. Ugh.
And I'm sure PETA was happy about that. I guess I don't know, but so that's the only thing I've seen. Now I've seen there's a little the other Asian dude. He's also very skinny, but it's not really mukbang. It's like he'll eat like a whole bowl of like 1,000 warheads.
Yeah.
Or like eat like 1 trillion Oreos at one sitting or something. But he's skinny. But I mean, he's like probably not a healthy skinny. I don't know. So it's like that's the guy like Nikado Avocado whatever is the only like overweight mukbanger I've seen.
Yeah.
Like there's no other like the little tiny little Asian women like the other guy that I've seen. They're all skinny.
I've seen jacked ones. There's one dude. His thing is he like cooks it all.
Mm-hmm.
He'll like cook he calls them feast,
Yeah.
but he's got muscle on him.
Is that what was it? Do you remember that old YouTube channel where they would like
Epic
Mealtime? Is that the same guys?
So no, but that's like the original mukbang.
That's basically the original mukbang.
Before it was mukbang.
Yeah, because they would make these huge lasagna trays of just like crazy stuff.
Yeah, like a burger,
And then they would
burgers
eat it
and
all.
burgers.
Yeah.
100 burgers.
Yeah, it was like 100 burgers in
Inside a burger.
a lasagna or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they would do that. That is the original mukbang. That was a long time ago too.
They like cameo in other YouTubers now.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's their thing now. People like whooping and be like, "Oh yeah, you remember these guys?" in like their videos, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I did watch those because those were cool. But yeah, I mean, there's got to be some mental issues with this guy, right? I mean, like, how do you not mess yourself up in the head
I don't
from
know.
that?
That's like
Or like, why is he doing that? Like, how do you like in all of the ways that you can become famous on the internet today? How do you land on just
how many
eating-
subscribers was it to?
It was like 500,000.
Yeah, it wasn't a million, and like he's probably making enough off of it to be good with like another person bringing in income, but like
Yeah.
I still wouldn't do it for like just enough to get by. I would not subject myself to eating that much, like more than once a week.
Yeah. Like, dude, like, I eat a decent amount of food, but how do you even eat 3 triples with a whole thing of cheese and, like, chicken nuggets? How do you eat all of that in one sitting? I don't even care if you haven't eaten for 30 hours.
31.
31. I don't care. How do you eat all that food in one sitting and be tiny? How do you eat a
For
whole
the views.
octopus?
For the
Dude,
views.
I would no. There's no way I could be able to do that. There's no way. I mean, I literally just could not do it. I would just stop eating.
It's probably eating disorders.
It's
Like-
got to be eating disorders.
Like they'll eat all that then purge it.
then yeah, throw
I'd
it up,
imagine that.
right? Because I guess maybe that's how they stay so
But
skinny.
even that in its own is another disorder and issue.
Yeah, that's a mental illness. I mean, people like high school girls freaking do that in the like gym bathroom
It's
or something.
trendy.
Yeah, it's popular, I guess, which is very sad. But yeah, we only had one suspected person, well, 2 of doing that in our high school. But
I think they like came out about it.
I think so.
Fixed
I
it.
don't know. I don't know. I think they're fine.
But
now.
that's like something you gotta get. See, that's like perpetuating that it's okay to do that. Like
Right.
the right thing to do is get help about it, not
Right.
like
Yeah.
because he's sitting there saying like I need help
Yeah. He's like,
as
I
he's
need
putting
so
as he's
much.
putting the RBs.
I know. I know. I know. It's. I mean, come on. And it's gross too.
Well, every now and then he gives out like health advice. Like there was one video where he was like, "Fat people do not be working out right now. Your immune system gonna tank. You are gonna get everything and die." I was like,
What?
I was like, working out boost your immune system.
Right. You can do it at home. He's saying that if you work out during the, like,
Like if I went to go work out right
Pandemic
now
or
as someone
something?
who I was overweight, if I went and worked out in my home gym or went on a run, the act of working out would destroy my immune system and I would be susceptible to whatever bugs are coming.
yeah, that's not. I don't think that's.
I don't know.
That's not
As
right.
far
at
as I
all.
know, that's not right.
No, that's not right. I think
I get sick when I don't work out.
right. Yeah, I feel like crap when I don't work. I feel weak. Like I literally feel weak. So it's like the last, I don't know, probably realistically like a week and a half, 2 weeks. Like I haven't been as active. But I'll tell you what I started doing today. Every single online lecture I would finish, or every single I'm studying for my DE final, so every single question I'd finish, I'd do like a 5 to 7 minute superset with that kettlebell. And I was doing, you know, like lawnmowers. I was doing like weighted sit ups. I was doing rows with it. I mean, curls. I was doing the pistol squats, and you know, I'd get a little pump in, I'd get a little sweat going, and then but that somehow made me more motivated to do more homework. You know?
You're like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, there was a point where I was like, yo, this is so much that I have to like cram in my head for Thursday, and I'm intimidated by it, so I just don't want to do it. Like I'm just not motivated. But then you kind of get blood flowing, and you're back at it. But
Those fasted workouts suck.
yeah, you're doing intermittent fasting.
Yeah, and so the way I do it, because I don't know anything about this. I got whatever YouTuber looks best and
Yeah.
sounds smartest. I'm like,
Right.
we'll do that.
And they say it with the most confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so from what I like, because I've read a bunch of stuff, and I was like, well, they all said this,
Yes.
but they didn't all say this stuff. So that's where you pick it apart.
Yeah.
So I wake up and I do my like weight workout, my strength or resistance training because I have a set of dumbbells that go up to 20, a like adjustable bench, and then I got a resistance band and a stick of wood that I just use for like various things.
Yeah.
And then so you do that, and it burns through all your carbs for that like instant energy.
Yeah.
And then your body only has the fat left, and then that's when you do like hit cardio or go for a run. But then that's the worst part because it's like your reserve energy.
Yeah.
And then and then I finally break my fast and eat, but then like the rest of the day I'm like, I don't want to do anything anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's just because I didn't get into it enough yet, because like it takes like 10 days or something.
Well, how long? Yeah. How long have you been doing it?
I was on it for a week.
Okay.
And then I came here.
Yeah.
And I ate Buffalo Wild Wings just now. So.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, what I was effectively doing that. I was effectively intermittent fasting because when I would like last week when I was going to work, I wouldn't eat until lunch, and I wouldn't eat good. I'd eat like Whataburger or something, which is terrible. But like I wouldn't like I would wake up at like 6:30 and go without eating until like noon.
Yeah, that's not fun.
No.
No, I
not.
got used to it. Because the more you do it, the more used to it you get.
Right,
like,
yeah.
Your body's finally like, okay, I guess we're not eating this long.
Yeah, yeah. But effectively, that's what I was doing, and but I wasn't as active too, so I don't know. But now what I've started doing, I did a little research, and instead of eating 2 or 3 large meals, you eat like multiple smaller meals inside the day.
That's how you make your metabolism faster.
Yeah.
But then intermittent fasting is slowing it down.
Yeah.
So to like make you insulin resistant or something.
Okay. Yeah. Well, because I've noticed that that I guess it helps, especially during this time with muscle retention. Apparently, it takes like 2 to 3 weeks to like start actually losing significant amounts of muscle.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, and it's been about 2 weeks since I've like stopped like actually working out regularly. So what I'm gonna start doing, and apparently what happens when you do that, when you say you eat, you know, lunch, like you don't eat until lunch, and then 5 or 6 hours later you're eating dinner. Well, in those 5 to 6 hours, let's say you train, okay, you work out. Well, your body doesn't have enough protein in it, and so once your protein is depleted, your muscles don't have anything to eat basically, and it'll eat the existing protein.
Yeah.
It'll eat the existing muscle cells, and so that'll start to deteriorate. So basically, you're working against yourself. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start eating multiple meals throughout the day, so I have a constant flow of protein that my muscles can eat instead of eating themselves. I think that's right. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. But from what the research I've done today,
if there's a fitness
yeah, if there's actual experts that
Greg Duchette.
yeah. Oh, that's another thing I saw. Heath Evans, you know who that is?
Yes.
Okay, he tried to squat 405 pounds for 30 reps. He did it 26. Now, that was my squat max about a year ago.
Yeah.
I haven't squatted. I can't probably
for 30.
No, for one. I did it like 2 sets of that. But so it's like that's insane. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And this is a dude that like on live because he was a Patriot. He played in the NFL, but around draft day, I don't know, a couple of years ago, he was doing draft analysis on ESPN, and they had a 225 bench set up. So he just reps out like 40 reps of this thing, man, or 30 something reps of this thing on live television in like his suit and tie. So and like I think the most I've like repped 225 is like 6 or 7 reps, and this dude's doing it for like 30. It's ridiculous.
Jesus.
It's insane. Yeah. So yeah, a 405 for 26 reps. That's a lot of weight, dude. It's a lot of weight. But yeah, what do you like when you get a job and everything, and you're taken care of? You got your house or whatever apartment. Let's say you get a house or property, whatever. Like, are you gonna want to get a gym subscription, or you want to build like a home workout gym?
No, I want a gym subscription because there's like, it's a trade-off of like privacy and access to equipment, a little bit of equipment like the basics, or access to everything.
Yeah.
And I'd rather have that everything, because like there's enough stuff in like the dorm from like what people have, like dumbbells and stuff, that we would have a pretty decent home gym just at the dorm.
Yeah.
But like you go to the rec and then there's all these different machines that you can use different ways, or different free weights and stuff.
Right.
And then like you almost feel like eventually I got into running to the rec, but before when I was still like, I'd hate running.
Yeah.
I would like to drive there because it felt like I was going to like work almost.
Yeah.
Or, like I was going with a purpose to do something.
Yeah.
Like these home workouts, I was like, oh my god.
I know. That's the thing. I've been trying to spread it out. But this pre-workout actually has helped. They sent me a sample pack flavor or whatever, so I took that before I started studying and working out, and it actually did help. Like, that's not just like because they're paying us to say that.
I haven't used pre-workout in a while.
I haven't either.
Because of the one, I got a free one from a friend because he's like, I don't want to use this anymore, so you can have it.
Yeah.
Made my face itchy for a whole day, and I was like,
yeah.
done.
Yeah, no, that's same one. This guy, when I was at Blinn, he had some thing from like Craigslist or something, and it was some like Mexican cartel pre-workout, and it like literally looked like a kindergartner drew like on a piece of paper with crayon, and that was the label, and it was some sketchy name. It was like El Diablo or something like that, and it wasn't English. And so the pre-workout, it was really like grainy. It wasn't like fine. It was very like
yeah, no, I know
not
what you mean.
grinded up very well, and so you would get like chunks in your teeth. But that crap made me like itch, and it made me like pale and lightheaded, and it was bad.
Well, you know about us giving like one of our buddies pre-workout so he could pass the PT test, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he needed to get because he did a trial one before.
What's the requirements?
It's like I think 45 push-ups. It's between 45 and 50 for like both push-ups and sit-ups, as far as I know.
Yeah.
And then like an under 13-minute run.
Okay.
From what I know, that's like
under 13 miles.
Because I remember when I was like you just got to get the minimums.
Yeah.
And like I kind of still remember the numbers. But so he was like on the edge of the push-up. Everything else he was gonna be fine.
Yeah.
But so like Smith gave him some pre-workout, but it was C4 and it was someone didn't close it all the way, so it like made into chunks.
Oh.
So he just broke off and gave him like a tablet of C4.
Oh no.
And
have you ever taken it dry?
Yeah, it's awful.
It's awful. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Well, you know what Smith does? He's like, I like to get it to the blood quick, so he like just puts the scoop in his mouth and takes a shot of water with it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm like, that's...
I've done that a couple times. I don't get it. What I like to do is, I'll put it in the blender bottle and I'll just drink it periodically throughout the workout. Because
some people do that, but I don't know. I like taking it before.
if I take it all, I'll have a good 5 sets, and then I'm tired, and then I'll crash.
Yeah, I guess.
I'll literally crash. So I take. It's like a drip. Like I'll just kind of drip it. I'll have a constant flow.
I like to get the no stimulant ones that aren't like Iron Destroyer 5 pre-workout. The ones that are like more laid back, sounding ones.
Yeah.
Those ones are like the no stim ones, and some of them have like less, because a lot of them have a bunch of sugar in it.
Right.
But I don't like to feel like a tiger's trying to bust through my face.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm trying to see what does this one have?
That one looked pretty good because I got
manganese.
I'm like a nerd now. I pick up everything and I'm like, what are the macros?
I haven't actually looked at the ingredients. B12s. I mean, there's really nothing in here that I can't pronounce or I haven't heard of before.
I remember because there was this week where Smith got me really into going. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get yoked.
Smith did.
Yeah, because Smith's the one that got me into going to the rec and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I bought protein powder. I bought a pre-workout, and those two were good. But I was like, let me get these. What are these BCAAs? Dude, those things. I don't believe in BCAAs.
They're good if you have EEAs. If you pair them with double EAs, and I don't know what either of these things are, but I know that you're supposed to take them together, and it's supposed to increase your chances of protein synthesis, which is where your muscles rebuild themselves.
But it's gonna happen either way.
It's gonna happen, but it's supposed to improve. Now I don't use it regularly, so I'm not a religious
That's what
BCAA user.
I have one that I still have, and I take it as my as during my workout, like how you do with yours.
Yeah. That's exactly what I do. In fact, I'll because what I used to be doing, and I'm gonna see if FNX has some creatine, but
they do. It's just always sold out.
Okay, well, restock your
stuff. They got a big one too. Because I have Muscle Farms creatine, and it's small, and I haven't taken it yet because you're supposed to get on it and load onto creatine and stick with it, but it also makes you retain water.
Right. Yeah, you got to drink a lot of water with it.
Yeah, but I'm also trying a lot of it what I'm doing right now is dropping your water weight.
Oh, really?
You still have to be hydrated and stuff, but you drop water weight.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to be taking on more.
Yeah.
Because it makes you look a little bloated. Because I know a guy that he takes a lot of creatine, and you can tell he has water weight in certain areas. Yeah. So I'm waiting till after, because once you get on it, you have to stay with it.
Yeah.
And it's you miss a day.
I used to be drinking last semester. I was drinking a gallon of water a day. So it'd be so easy for me to just put some creatine in there.
I would wear it because those fish where they gave us these Camelbacks.
Yeah.
And it was what we wore during PT, and it was our water. But I was so I'd wear it, I'd fill it up, I'd be I can't take it off until I finished it.
Right, yeah.
So I'd be walking, I'd be going
That's a good way to do
I'd be going to eat and have the Camelback on.
That's a good way to do it, man.
And that was my motivation to get my water, and was how stupid I would look if I had to go out in public wearing it.
Yeah. No, that's a good way to do it. Yeah, man. I'm gonna get some creatine, I think, and I'm gonna start drinking more water. Because I noticed I was thinking more clearly when I was drinking enough water, when I wasn't dehydrated. And I know I'm not drinking enough water. But yeah, I'm probably about 179, 180.
You're heavier than me.
Very heavy.
You fatty.
No, I know. Yeah, I actually have noticed that I'm starting to. So this summer I'm gonna start cutting.
The gut's coming out.
I'm not a gut, but it is a thin layer on the lowest abdominal muscles towards my love handles right here.
You mean this? No.
Yeah, well it's below. It's below my belly button. There's a little layer there.
Yeah. No, I got one of those too. It's called my gut.
Oh my god. Yeah, but no. So I'm gonna. It's cutting season now. I've bulked for the fall, and I'm gonna cut in this spring and this
It's
summer.
eating disorder season.
It's eating disorder season. Is it what's the clinical term?
Anorexia.
No. But like when you throw up your food.
Oh, bulimia.
Bulimia. Yes. Bulimia. Yeah. It sucks though, man. So anyway, the point why I asked you that question is because here's what I want to do with my house. Whenever I get a house or whenever I
Yeah.
get land, what I want to do, and I have this vision like that I keep having, and it's like
About the Republic falling.
yes, about their public
And Darth
falling
Sidious
to finally
master
taking,
plan.
yes, his master plan coming to fruition, and yes, all of those things are in my nightmares. But no, but I have this vision where I'll wake up before the sun comes up every morning, and my wife is still sleeping. She's fast asleep. And I'll wake up, and the kids are still asleep, and I'll walk out in the backyard. Now, in the backyard, I have this like
Prison yard.
no. The backyard, it's like a second like shed, like a long
Yeah.
shed. Okay. Now, half the shed is the recording studio or like a man cave. Okay,
Mhm.
so we'll have like a long desk with mics set up. We'll have monitors set up. Okay, that's gonna be where we like legit record. Okay,
Yeah.
now the second
The
half.
Beat Lab.
Yeah, the Beat Laboratory. That's the Throne Room Studios. Okay, now the second half of this shed is the weight room. Because
Yeah.
I don't like I don't like I don't know. Here's what I'm gonna say about going to public gyms. It's good to work out with a people that know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But you get to where you go to the gym and it's just these meatheads that have no idea what they're doing and they don't work legs. They preach this kind of bro split nonsense to you that you only
Bro
have
science.
to that you only have to work out certain parts of your body to like look big,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not informed. They're not educated very well on what you need to be doing. This is all tangled. So I feel like at this point in my weightlifting career, I feel like I know enough to where I can work out by myself and not need motivation from other dudes that look bigger than me.
I think I like it right now because I run into a lot of people I know.
Yeah.
Like I would typically go by myself, and if I did go, it was like with Smith, who knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
But like I like to go by myself because I don't know. I work out better in the social environment, I guess.
Yeah.
And I don't like waste my time and socialize.
Yeah.
Like if I see someone I know, it's like, oh hey, what's up?
Right.
And then
It's
you almost want to go, nice pecs, bro.
yeah.
Bro, nice chest.
Hey,
Dude.
hey, man, looking bigger today.
What's your max, bro?
You're looking bigger, man. Hey, man, you need a spot. I hate those guys. Bro. I hate those guys.
that. I was on I was
really
on
hate
one of
those
the
guys.
cable machines, and some dude has a joke. I like just got up from a set on the cable machine, smacks me in the ring, goes, "Need a spot?" And he just kept walking. He kept walking to another machine.
Oh.
This had to have been some kind
Oh,
of dare.
man.
I was looking
Oh,
for the
man.
camera though.
Yeah.
He was
you got
like, "Hey,
punked.
good press. You need a spot, man." And I was like,
No.
"What?"
No, I'm doing cables. I'm not doing like.
It was so funny.
What is
though.
the spot for that?
That's
what
why
does
I was
the
looking.
spot
That's why I
look
was
like?
looking for the camera. I was like, "What?"
Dang. Yeah. No. But I like the. I feel like it's first of all it'll save money in the long run. It's gonna take money to build the shed and like buy the equipment and everything. But in the long run, it's gonna save gas money. It's gonna save subscription money. Those prices are only gonna go up.
Mm-hmm.
Only gonna go up because especially whenever this pandemic thing blows over, they're gonna raise their prices because everyone wants to get a subscription, and they're gonna make so much money. They're gonna have to catch up for all the losses that they have. And but yeah, so there's gonna be seasons of that, and they raise their prices at the beginning of the year every year, and they go up year by year. And
Well, it's like Planet Fitness lowers it, right? Planet Fitness's whole like model, right?
well, yeah, if you're like a long time
Yeah,
subscriber.
well, no,
or
they like
whatever.
take those people on in mass, the New Year, New Me people,
Yeah.
and it's like it doesn't have to be a high price. They just know they're gonna get enough,
Okay.
and then they just coast that the whole year. Like people get it and will cancel.
Yeah.
But they like get so many people at the start that it's like it's okay
Yeah.
if the gym's empty the rest of the year. But
Yeah,
like
that's,
it's
that's a
like
good deal to have then.
the weights don't go up that high. That's because we used to have one.
Mhm.
And like when I was doing it, and because I was like, that was like summer between senior year and my freshman year,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm gonna get big before I go to the core, still all chunky,
Yeah.
And I remember if at the time it was like enough, but like now I know it was like it probably would not be. They only have free weights. They just have like a Smith machine,
Uh,
a Smith machine for like
a
bench and squat.
Smith machine, yeah. Well, yeah, I want a squat machine, a bench machine, and I mean maybe like a leg extension, just a bunch of dumbbells, because that'll get you by. I mean, all the fancy machines are nice, but as long as you know what you're doing and you know like how to target certain muscles with certain exercises, you can get it done.
Well, some of it is also you're paying for like staff, because like
Yeah.
what there's like Gold's Gym. They for free you can consult a nutritionist, personal trainer, just
Yeah.
off of having the subscription to like a really nice gym with a lot of equipment.
Mm-hmm.
You can already just get that like consultation as part of like being in that membership.
Yeah.
So that's another thing to pay it for. That's like for me that's good because I don't know any of the science of anything.
Yeah.
And so
I don't
for
either.
someone that like that's their job is to like teach how to do that, but not every personal trainer is good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they're not. And a lot of them will try to sell you something or sell you their book on nutrition, whatever, but
Their
it's
side,
a
their side hustle.
it's a weird science. It really is because there's not like a medical book on like how to like lift weights and get big. There's not an exact science to it. It's different. Whoever you talk to has a different theory on things. There's not like it's not 2 + 2 = 4 for everyone. You know?
Yeah.
You talk to someone and he says that snake oil is the way to go, and then the other person you say that you have to drink 11 grams of protein per pound of body weight, and it's like people are saying no, you want to do the keto diet, and it's like there's so many different things and so many, but like it depends on the person
Because everyone will find what worked for them,
and then
they
regurgitate that out. Yeah, and that's not the case, man. That is not the case at all.
One of our fish, we were doing inspections on their rooms and they weren't there, so I was like, what kind of books this dude got? There's one book thicker than the rest, taking up like prime real estate in the bookshelf. Like this thing's a dumbbell in its own. So I'm like, what is this? And I pull it off the shelf. Arnold's Guide to the Ideal Male Body or Ideal Body Build Body.
Is the guy big?
What?
Is the guy big?
Oh no.
Oh, he's not at all.
No,
of
he's a
course.
twig.
Yeah.
Love him though. If you know who you are if you're listening to this. You're one of my favorites.
Come on the show.
No, not yet.
Okay.
But I was like, what the? And then like he's got like these tubs of protein powder under the sink.
Yeah.
And it was like me when I just got started because like I bought everything. I was
Yeah.
like get like 2 shaker bottles and
Yeah.
and I was laughing so hard because I was like, this dude's got everything, but the book was what killed me because I was like, what is this
He's not reading it.
monstrosity? On his bookmark, they had sticky notes coming out of it.
he read that thing.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah, that's the hard thing. Like, from my perspective, I was a dude that had a really fast metabolism. I couldn't keep weight. I couldn't gain weight. I worked out a lot, but I couldn't really build muscle mass. And that's sort of a common thing you hear. And I found something that worked for me, but it was basically just because there's different splits. You have like the bro split, you have upper and lower split. The split that worked for me was
arms.
You do push and pull days.
Yeah.
That's what worked for me. That helped me, and I was doing 1 week was heavyweight, so I would go 3 to 5 rep range, and then the next week I was going a higher rep range, but with the exact same muscle groups targeted. So I would alternate, and then every 4 or 5 weeks I would maybe max out, maybe I wouldn't, or I would just go to a 2 rep range or a 3 rep range. And maybe I would max, maybe I wouldn't. It would just depend on how I feel that day. And that's when I actually started seeing results, when I was doing chest and tris on the same day, and then dedicate Thursdays all to shoulders, and then obviously a whole day for legs, and including calves. And legs, leg day would take the longest. It would take like an hour and a half. The rest of the days, if I was working out by myself, I would be out, 45 to an hour. There's people that spend too much time in the gym for like 2 hours. Like
I did a 2 a day with Smith, and the guy was still on the same machine.
Yeah, and that can be. It might work for him, but for me, it's dangerous to do that because it's like going and getting a tan, like outside.
Yeah.
It's like there's a fine line between where you stay out in the sun for a couple hours and you might get a little darker, there's a fine line between that and getting sunburned.
Yeah.
The muscles work the same way. Like there's you have to work your muscles effectively and efficiently to where you're breaking them down, but you can very quickly pass over into overworking them. That's why they recommend no more than 5 to 6 sets per muscle group, and that's like maximum. Unless you're doing, I mean, especially if you're doing high reps. So it's like, and I don't know if that's what works for me. It might work for him. I don't know, but that's just where I'm like, you might, you don't need to spend if you. And the problem is, people spend 2 hours in the gym, and half of it is they're just on their phone in between sets, and it's like you want to be going. You don't want to 2 to 3 minutes in between sets max. You walk around, grab a drink of water, you come back, and you're going again. That's just what works best for me. That's when I started seeing like the bulk of my results. And then, I've kind of got lazy since this whole quarantine thing started, which I'm really mad about, actually, because before the actual like shelter in place.
I remember the first episode of this. Got so much motivation.
Dude,
2020 is the year of the throne.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, like the quarantine was about to start, and I benched 290, and I was supposed to hit 300, and I failed it, so I was going to give myself another 2 weeks. But right before that, we came down with this whole thing, and then 2 or 3 weeks later, I went back to San Antonio. I was working out with Austin for a little bit, and I think I benched 260. So it's like within a span of like 3 weeks of not benching heavy, you lose 30 pounds of bench weight.
Yeah,
which is really insane when you think about it. Now, I hit 260 after a full chest workout, so it probably isn't exactly 30 pounds. I probably could hit 275, so it's really cut in half. Because I did like 230 for like 6 twice. I don't know, but it was like that probably didn't help. But still, that's a lot. That's a lot that you can lose of all your
Really
hard work
fast.
really fast just because you can't go to the gyms.
Abbott's not renewing the shelter. Like this week, stuff starts opening, right?
Yeah, I heard that.
So
Does that mean the rec opens up and
they're talking about opening, so it's in phases. And I don't know a lot about I know bars are phase 2. That's all I know because one of my friends is a bouncer at the Tap.
Okay.
And he was like, I go to work soon because once phase 2 rolls open, whenever that is.
Yeah.
And that's at Abbott's discretion or something like that.
Yeah.
But so I don't know what opens first or whatever, or what phase the gyms are in.
Yeah.
But
do you think it's going to... Because let's say that they open up tomorrow. Everything's opened up. When do you think it's going to actually be like back to normal, where people feel comfortable enough to go out?
I don't think people are going to feel comfortable, because it's going to open this week. Thursday is when it renews.
Right, but what's the time period between when that happens and when people feel normal again?
I don't think I think it's like a split, because you even see it right now. There's people that are ready to get out, that they're protesting. Mm-hmm. They're out in the street. It's funny seeing all the Republicans with "My Body, My Choice."
That's insane, dude. Oh man.
Yeah, but so
I think it's gonna take a while.
They're gonna go out, and like plenty of young people will. Like I've already seen like Snapchat stories where people are like, "I didn't think this quarantine would ever end." Mm-hmm. It's like I don't know if it's good to go out yet, but
I don't think so either.
At the same time, like I want to do stuff.
Yeah, it's a fine line between, preserving economic prosperity and preserving cultural safety and like sociological safety. Like, I think if we open everything up tomorrow and everyone goes back to the way they were doing things, it's
when the
really
bars
not.
Open, that's gonna be madness.
Yeah, there's spit flying everywhere. That's a contagion zone. It's gonna be weird. Gyms are the same way.
Florida reopened the beaches, and we haven't seen like a respike or anything.
Yeah, but is a beach more or as contagious as a bar or like a club?
I guess not.
Because you're on your own towel. You're in the water.
Yeah.
Like you're not as close, per se, as when you're in a club grinding on each other and like you're spitting in each other's mouths and you're drinking.
Yeah, the beach or the clubs and bars might be
you're all
crammed
in a bathroom, peeing in the same thing. It's like that might be more dangerous. People aren't gonna, dude. Movie theaters are fricked. Gyms are. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a while.
The gym is the one I'd be most like. I don't know. I don't barely go to movie theaters now, so that's not a big thing for me. But the gym is what's like.
Yeah,
and then places like Harry's.
Well, once my gym opens up, I'm gonna start going. And
where are you working out?
Just Here at the apartments.
Oh, that one. Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you meant like back in San Antonio.
No. I mean, right now I'm doing it in this room, but once the zone opens back up, I'm gonna hit that again.
Yeah.
Because they got good equipment. I mean, they got
the
dumbbells
Rec's
up to
talking
100.
about opening soon, so
I don't know if I would go to the Rec immediately because
Yeah,
that
that's
place
the
is
thing.
so big. I will go. I
they
will
did
start
have a
going.
good thing going for. You know what they were doing before, right?
Mm-mm.
They like only 10 people could work, or it was 20 people could work out in the weight room at once,
Ooh,
and
that's hard.
every hour and 30 minutes they'd kick them out, spend 30 minutes wiping everything down with like hardcore cleaners,
Whoa.
and then the next 20 would cycle in.
Whoa.
So you had like just enough time to complete whatever workout you wanted.
Yeah, but still, 20 people. That place usually has like 150. In it.
Yeah, not the whole Rec itself. But
No, there's the weight room.
Yeah.
I know. That's at least 100 people.
Yeah.
Especially at night at like 7. You can't get free weight. You can't get a rack. Good luck with the machines. And it's like that kind of thing. It's like I don't want to have to wait on a rack. Like you're spending an hour and a half, 2 hours just waiting on equipment when you could be out of there
Well,
in 45 minutes.
There was an online system, so you would
Okay.
reserve your time slot. Like
Well,
I'm
I mean-
showing up in this group.
I mean, like back when we went like that one time for like on Monday or
Yeah,
whatever. Like
it was
that was like
crowded.
we didn't have an actual bench.
hmm
We found one after waiting 15 minutes, and I mean it's just a big waste of time. Plus getting there, I don't know. I think I like the idea of like being able to wake up in the morning before work, hitting a good workout, drinking a cup of coffee,
And then
protein
going and
shake,
doing
good
your
breakfast, and then going working and then coming home. Not having to like make a pit stop after work, and then change somehow.
Yeah.
Or before, I don't know. That'd be nice to have like just a man cave where everything's there. Your weight room, your recording, your studio, whatever. Plus, I have this thing where like I want my sons to like work out with me. That'd be dope. And I'm like
Just get
teaching
them a
them.
membership. No.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so you remember the Bob Lazar thing, right?
Yes.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Bob Lazar, we're getting into this really late, but it's okay. So Bob Lazar was like the dude that leaked Area 51. We've talked about him on the show before. Go back and watch the previous episodes. But basically, he was back in the late 80s, early 90s, or I don't know, sometime in the 80s, 30, 40 years ago. And he's gotten a lot of heat from it. But Jeremy Corbell is a filmmaker who made a film about about Bob Lazar, and kind of an update on everything. And so if you haven't gone and watched the Netflix documentary, I think it's called Bob Lazar, Area 51 and Flying Saucers. Go check that out on Netflix, and that'll get you more up to speed on the I guess literature or whatever. So in that documentary, they talk about this. I think it's actually I said Air Force to you, but it's actually a Navy pilot video of. That was captured in 2004 and then again in 2015, and it basically depicts this over the seas of California. They're watching this thing, and it's not like a radar blip because they're actively watching it. And multiple pilots are seeing this at the exact same time and tracking this thing with like a thermal like optic, and they're seeing it's like a tic tac shape, and they watch it kind of turn 180, and they're seeing it like accelerate at high rates and then like decelerate all the way to like 5 feet above the ocean and like like a split second, which you can't do with regular like propulsion. You can't do that with like a jet engine or even a helicopter. You can't even do that. And they're watching it on a thermal optic, and there's no heat signatures leaving this craft at all, meaning there's no like jet engine, there's no propulsion leaving it. It's somehow manipulating gravity, and they're literally watching this thing. And so I think in 2017 the New York Times broke the story, and they showed the clip of this actually happening. They showed like the actual footage from the jet of this thing doing these maneuvers. So literally an hour or 2 hours ago, the Pentagon of the United States of America. These United States of America, our Pentagon, stated that these videos are declassified, that they are real. They are not fake. They are real videos depicting real unidentified flying objects. So our government is now admitting that they basically witnessed these ships flying.
I think this was a meme prediction. Was the
Yeah.
April 2020 would be aliens?
Yes, and so exactly, and it's like that's the progression of this year's craziness. And it's like, but so now our government is literally saying that they have videos and you can go online and watch them. And they're basically saying we have now videos of aliens or the alien, whatever your thing is, something that we don't know what it is, how it's flying. It doesn't fit any of the modern like aerodynamic technology that we know of. It doesn't follow our physics because we only are able to fly with like propulsion and force balances.
Yeah.
This is somehow
Yes.
manipulating gravity, without any heat signatures. So, what do you make of that? What is that?
UFO?
Yeah, but I mean, dude, that's crazy.
I don't know. They're probably like some kind of alien or animal we haven't seen yet. It's a trick of the eye. The sun rays.
Yeah.
And then it could also be like another country's thing, because like we have our own fair share of like secret technologies. Say other countries don't have their fair, because like the Black Hawk was, or whatever it was, that like high speed, like the long black one, I don't remember what it's called. That was like a secret special technology that was hidden from like every country for the long. The nuke was a hidden technology. What's to say like another country doesn't finally have something that like we don't understand.
Right. Yeah, that's true. You gotta consider that. I don't know how. I mean, what other country other than the United States could develop gravity manipulation?
Russia, China.
You think Russia has the? I don't know. Those are the only other options. I feel like
it would have to be someone with a lot of resources.
A lot of resources. I don't know if China. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Who knows?
Illuminati.
Who knows? But it's like, imagine if you go back to Victorian times and just gave them like a car. Like they would think it's magic. They would think it's magic. They would know how to operate it, but they wouldn't know how it worked.
Or one guy on the battlefield give him like a light machine gun. And just enough, like no extra magazine, just like enough to know how to use it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just start mowing people down, and they'd be
right. Yeah, they would think it's magic. I mean, that's weird, man. I don't know what to make of that.
That's what I liked about Transformers.
Yeah.
When they had the dragon and the Knights of Arthur were all just Transformers.
Yeah.
And that was what they couldn't understand.
Yeah.
And Merlin the magician was just the guy that found them all.
Yep. And he was just a drunk, just drinking his life away, manipulating these things.
But he found them.
Yeah, in a cave or something. But yeah, they're not saying too much. They're just saying that these things are unidentified. We don't know what they are. We don't know whose it is or whatever. But they're saying that it doesn't impose a threat on U.S. airspace. And I'm like, well, if we don't know what it is, it might as well be a threat to our airspace.
Yeah.
If we don't know, I mean, imagine like that's like if someone was like flying a drone in your house and you didn't know who it was or what it was.
Yeah.
And you're saying that, that's not a threat?
Or like it was.
You don't know what these things are doing.
It's like the equivalent of being in their backyard and it has a camera.
Yeah.
It's like, but it wasn't in your house.
Yeah, you're being wired. You're being like someone's wired your phones or something.
Yeah.
It's like that's a threat to your privacy.
Mm-hmm.
They're impeding airspace. They're impeding my private space. It's weird, dude. Do you think it's actually an alien?
I don't know, because like my whole thing is like if there's an alien race smart enough to have the same stuff as us, or in higher, that would equate that they would have like alien Jesus.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the weird thing.
Yeah.
Or I've also thought about it like this, like, because people who take a more literal interpretation of the Bible, like because there's parts in the Bible where it talks about like crazy technological advances from like back in their time, where like they like in their time they're seeing like a spherical disc shaped, like there's actually like literally there's parts in the Bible where it's talking about like a UFO, like our like what we imagine a UFO to look like. They're talking about it, and they're saying that it's raining like flames and shooting fire down. It's like that's what we would imagine to be like, an A-10 or like a UFO. So it's like, could that be like a type of angel could that be some sort of like spiritual being?
That reminds. I just did this assignment for one of my classes where it was reading about the use of drones in the Middle East, but it was written by a kid who grew up like in that, and he's like now an adult, and it's like his story.
Yeah.
And they was like talking about like as a kid he thought it was like a dragon or something.
Yeah.
Because you could hear them
Wow.
like the drones coming in, and everyone would start freaking out.
Yeah.
And in his like little kid imagination, all he could like imagine it as was like some mythical creature because it would start breathing fire down and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
I was like,
that's very weird.
The mind's interpretation of stuff.
Right, and we're so like the human race as a whole is so egotistical that we think everything has to be a parody of human civilization. Mm-hmm. Like if there's aliens, it has to somehow mimic the way we do things here. Like it's an alternate reality of our society today. Mm-hmm. Like there's countries, there's factions, there's hierarchies, there's different sociological classes, and there's a military, there's whatever. But that might not even be the case, and like that might not even be a ship that they recorded. That might actually be like an organism.
Yeah.
That they're witnessing. Like that might be the actual like alien, whether or not it's extraterrestrial or not. I mean, my thing is, yeah, I definitely agree with you. There has to be
alien Jesus.
Alien or Jesus would have to not reincarnate, that's the wrong word. He would have to, have the exact same thing that he did on Earth happen on their planet.
Yeah.
Or maybe that is, like you said, maybe that is like another organism, but it's not like it's not a soulish animal. It's not a soulish organism to where you wouldn't need that.
Like how monkeys can use tools.
Right, but it's there's a video of a monkey, of an ape like spearfishing.
Yeah.
You seen that?
Yeah,
That's scary. It watched humans spearfish, and it learned how to spearfish. It learned how to use a spear to kill its food.
Yeah, that's the worst part.
Isn't that weird, dude? That's scary. Some people are saying that monkeys are like entering the Stone Age now. Mm-hmm. Like they're now like where we stand as a society now. They are entering the Stone Age.
Yeah.
Like they're starting to use tools and stuff, which is very scary. So now we're almost fighting a battle on two fronts. We've got AI and we've got monkeys behind us. And disease. Yeah, we're three fronts. And the threat of nuclear winter.
Yeah.
So four fronts.
Well,
if we go to World War III.
That's dying down right now currently.
Yeah, But in January, that's what we were facing.
Yeah.
AI, monkeys in the Stone Age. The coronavirus was just starting. Plus
the McDonald's nuggets. I almost.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, McDonald's they are going to stop selling chicken nuggets.
I haven't even heard this. Why?
Because it is more expensive for them to have it on the menu than it is for them to not.
Like advertise it?
Yeah, they're not making money off. Like no one's going to McDonald's and buying chicken nuggets anymore. Apparently.
Because Chick-fil-A has it. Exactly.
So they're just taking it off because it's like, for the price it costs to make them. They don't make their money back. I
haven't had a McDonald's chicken nugget.
That's what I go when I go to McDonald's.
Yeah, I don't think.
I was like, I get them.
No, I don't even. I haven't. First of all, I haven't been to McDonald's in like 18 years.
I go to Taco Bell like a man.
I go to Taco Bell like a man, or Whataburger, or Cane's, or Chipotle.
Yeah, but
that's weird. Why?
I guess they like recently just reanalyzed it and they're like, yeah, not worth it.
They have so much money, dude.
Yeah.
I mean. Just, relax. I'm probably. They might also be getting heat from PETA. They're always like, "Do you know what you're doing to these chickens?"
Turning them into pink
sludge.
Pink sludge. And putting them in the cookie cutter mold.
Yeah, they're they put everything in those.
When
things.
I realized that there was actually only 4 shapes, that's what started to scare me about McDonald's. Was that it really is a mold?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. Which is gross. They just pour liquid freaking chicken and heat it up.
It's terrifying.
It's really gross. But the things we eat are nasty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, we got aliens. We hit on working out.
So
Chick-fil-A.
Title it Buff Aliens. What did we start with?
I don't know. I forgot.
I
forgot what we
alien
talked about.
Sponsors that aren't getting chicken nuggets.
Yes. Okay.
There's your title.
Perfect. There's the title for the show.
Someone make fan art of that.
Yeah, please. If you were you're still looking for another sponsor, so that'll be good. But yeah, Josh, where what's up? Gosh, where can they find you?
You can find me at jpink19 on Instagram. That's about it.
Good. You can follow the show at the Throne Room on Instagram and Twitter. You'll find both of our accounts there. Go check all that out. Also, it'd be amazing if you go to patreon.com/the Throne Room. There's 3 tiers on there for you, and you'll get bonus content. We got to make a bonus episode in the next coming days, so we'll get that done. Hopefully my shirts are in. Big time. Go check out freaking FNX Fit. Get your pre-workout, your protein, your shirts.
Follow 'em.
Girls, they got leggings. They got nice.
I want the backpack.
Tank top. They got nice backpacks.
the
They got hats. This blender bottle is dope. They got greens. They got everything for you. No matter what kind of athlete you are, they got something.
They have
for you.
sleepy pills.
They have melatonin, dude.
Melatonin.
Oh my god.
That stuff.
Yeah. They got a lot of good stuff, guys. I'm not just saying. Like, I really have enjoyed the stuff that they've sent me.
Yeah, like most websites, most like sites you go to, you're like, this is what they have. They got
Yeah.
like the protein, the BCAAs, and the pre-workout.
There's no limits.
But this
to
is
these
a
guys.
site you got to scroll through.
Yes, and they have a ton of Instagram pages. I honestly kind of get confused on which ones are which, but they have a ton. There's a lot to get informed
community.
on. Very community based, and again, they give a gallon of water to Africa.
For like every product.
Every
you
single
buy.
product
Not every
you buy.
order, but it's like the products. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, some product. Yeah, but please, guys, go and again use the code THRONE to get 15% off on site wide. No matter what you order, you'll get 15% off.
Total order.
Total order, and you'll be helping out the show. You got anything else?
Helping out the kids.
Helping out the kids, man.
Do it for the Buffalian kids.
Buffalian.